Hey, everybody. Welcome to Business Now with the V2M2 group, where we answer all your questions about social media. My name is Frank.
I'm Freeman.
I'm Brenda.
Yes. And we are just part of the V2M2 group. And to tell you a little bit about us, we are a digital marketing agency, all inclusive, all in-house, focused on increasing your bottom line revenue. And most of all, we really like to give back to the community. So I am the CEO and founder, started this in 2011, officially 2016. So that's what I do. Freeman, why don't you introduce yourself?
My name is Freeman. I'm a social media specialist and graphic design freelancer. I handle a lot of the custom graphics and social media analytics for our clients.
I'm Brenda. I'm the marketing and sales associate. So what I basically do is, so all the posts that you see, I'm behind that. So I basically run the campaigns and I overlook the social media marketing of V2M2.
Awesome. Thank you. So it looks like we have one viewer already.
What?
Why don't we give a few more minutes to make sure that
Okay.
everybody can get in and watch this. So viewer number one, you missed our exciting introduction. Here it is again.
Welcome.
Welcome again. Okay, let's see. Let's check the comments to see who is here. So yes, if you are online, please let us know so that we can, if you have any questions, we can greet you by name and not just say, hey, you. So that would be great. We are waiting a few more minutes to give people time to get on. Some may be having some technical difficulties. All right. Adriel and Lisette are watching. Awesome. You're going to learn a lot. A lot. Did you see our cool intro? Because I'll show it again. All right.
We're having too much fun.
Okay, so what time is it now? It is 4:03. We'll wait a couple more minutes, then we will get started. And today, what are we talking about today, Brenda?
How to use Instagram to grow your business visibility.
Wow.
So we have a couple of questions. We picked up a question that we got last week on your live. So we did mention that if we, didn't get to your question, we would answer it on the next live. So we're doing that. Today we're answering one of the questions, and then we just had a couple more questions added in.
Awesome, awesome. This is going to be very informative because a lot of people really don't realize how many businesses are actually using Instagram. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So let's check the time. It is 4:04. We'll give one more minute. If you're late, then you just missed it. Hey, we had somebody else jump on. Please say hi, introduce yourself so we can call you by name and not just say, hey, you. And just for you, guess what we're going to do? We are going to show our introduction again. Third time showing introduction. So if you're here, feel free to say hello. And we'll go ahead and get started. Okay, so I am Frank. I'm the founder and CEO of the V2M2 group. We have Freeman here. Freeman, what do you do again?
Social media specialist and graphic design freelancer.
Awesome. And Brenda?
So I'm the marketing and sales associate with B2M2 Group, and to summarize, I basically take over their social media pages, look them over, and make sure we're marketing. So I do their marketing campaign.
Awesome. And Brenda's being very modest. She was the brainchild behind the business now with V2M2. So, Brenda, why don't we kick it off and start getting right to the questions?
Of course. So today's topic was, how to use Instagram to grow your business visibility. So one of the questions that we got on our last live was how to use Instagram to grow your business. So any thoughts, team, on how they could use it to grow their business?
Yeah, you know what? I'll preface because I know Freeman probably has a lot of great things to say. I can see he's itching to say something, but let me preface by saying over 75% of Fortune 100 and 200, there's no Fortune 200, 100 and 500 companies are actually using Instagram. So for all of you to think, hey, you know what? This is just for the kids, you couldn't be more wrong. It is not just for the kids. So Instagram is a great way to build your visibility. We have a lot of tips and a lot of reasons why, but you know what? I'll let Freeman kick it off.
Woohoo!
So, yeah.
So the things I've learned the most have to do with a very simple, already existing concept that people are familiar with on Instagram, and that is community. The idea that we're all just part of the same sort of group, we're all part of one online virtual community, and just inviting yourself, inviting other people, opening your arms and doors to anyone who comes by. That's the way that everyone can get more business, get more interaction and traction going. You know, you don't know what someone else is going through in their day, so just having that little extension to them, that sort of a little, hey, how's it going? Great post. That little lifting up for them, that could prove huge for your business and huge opportunities that could come. So it's always about inviting other people, interacting with other people, finding other businesses, consumers, influencers, blogs, any sort of self-made person or any sort of virtual brand. Everyone's a part of their own identity and brand, and just extending that offer to someone else is going to pay back in by the hundreds for just one person.
Great advice. Great advice. But a lot of people don't think that they have anything to put on Instagram. It's like, it's all just about pictures and fitness people, blah, blah, blah. So, I mean, we might have to address that later on in this show.
Yeah. So I actually have something to say about that. So I'll just
Okay. Okay.
Well, how I want to talk about a little bit of what you mentioned, Frank, that a lot of people think that Instagram is for the younger people. Yes, so you are missing out. You're totally getting that wrong. I'm sorry. So it's not only for the younger people, and I also want to disclose how a lot of people think because it's so personal. So it's not like a business platform like LinkedIn is. So like LinkedIn is great to an extent, but a lot of what it takes to secure a sale is actually having a personal connection with someone. So that's what I think that's what Instagram does, at least for what we have experienced, is a lot of the customers really enjoy and love that personal connection. And actually using Instagram to connect with them and talk to them and engage is, I think, like the best way to just have that personal level and actually use that personal platform to your advantage for your business.
No, that's really great. It is all about personal interaction, and I think that
Right.
what a lot of people don't realize is they tend to try to treat social media as if it's a magazine, a magazine ad. And nowadays it's called social media for a reason, right? Social.
So, yeah.
Okay. Just Google it if you don't know what social means. But you have to interact with the audience, and Instagram is a great way to do that. So, do we have any other questions? Or anything else we want to really touch on with this?
So how do you utilize Instagram to take your business to the next level? So that question, I believe it was asked trying to answer like what type of features that we think are valuable for businesses to use.
Okay.
So it seemed like the question was meant because they were a little bit unfamiliar in how to use it.
Okay.
So more of like what they could use to make their business visible
Okay.
of like the features that Instagram could offer.
So why don't we kind of start off and be very general and talk about why or what type of content you would put on Instagram, and then how you would use different tools to present that content.
Yeah.
So one way that we like to use Instagram for ourselves and for our own clients is to show the culture. Okay, so twofold. We like to show our expertise as well as the culture, because people do business with those that they know, like, and trust. And if they see a team that is very close, having fun, enjoying what they're doing, sharing their work, you kind of feel like you have that personal connection. You know, I had a meeting with somebody that called me out of the blue and said, "Hey, let's meet at Panera. I'm in need of some marketing." I didn't even know who this was. So I sit down and I asked him, "How did you find me?" He's like, "Oh, don't you do this and you do this and you do this and you do this?" I was like, "Whoa, how'd you know all that?" "Oh, I've been following you on Instagram." And I told my wife, if anybody is really out there and can do it, it's you. I feel like I know you already. And all of that just came from me sharing quotes, inspirational things, volunteering, showing pictures of fun with my team. You know, so I was able to reach somebody that I had no idea who they were, and they were following me, and they were local. So that's the type of content that we put on Instagram, or I would say the type of messaging. And there's different tools that you can use to do that. So anybody want to add to that?
Um, I'll add a little bit. So the I believe like you could show that so in so many ways. Like you could show what you do and you could show um your business culture in so many ways. But like the most like best ways for you to go would be like videos and the images. Um, if you just put images and videos just to put them out there, then I don't think you're doing like it's worth as much. So it could be that's one of the reasons why you think Instagram might not be working. So you always have to put like more meaning to the images and videos, because it's true what they say: pictures, images, what you see means more than words. So like it's worth more, like more than 1,000 words trying to explain something if they just see it. So you taking advantage of like the images and taking advantage of the videos could actually break things down for people to understand better.
Okay. Freeman, anything?
It's kind of hard when you guys took all the good points.
I got some more good points. I can jump right in. So it's a known fact, actually, now that your Instagram stories will get more engagement than your feed. Okay, so your feed, for those of you that don't understand what the feed is, that is a grid, three across, of just static images or videos up to a minute long. Now, your stories are something that you would click on. I know with Android, it's in the upper left-hand corner of the phone. It might be different on iPhone, but you'll click on a little putt. Is it different on iPhone?
I think it's the same.
Okay, it's the same. That's where you can upload like 15-second segments. You can create maybe some text. You can upload a picture. You can um, you can actually upload something longer than 15 seconds. But what Instagram will do is break it into 15-second segments. So it literally what it is, what it sounds like. It's a story, and people are interacting more with stories than they are with your feed, because they want something that is quick, to the point, grabs their interest. And your stories can be shared directly to Facebook stories. And of course, Facebook owns Instagram. So it's a great way to catch a couple of audiences. So I wanted to bring that up before we talked about anything else. So stories is one tool. The other tool would be Instagram TV. So IGTV is where you can upload a segment that's going to be longer than 1 minute. Okay. And this goes into a whole separate area, just like it sounds like IGTV up to 10 minutes long, or you can upload something that might be more informational. So if you think about it, if you're a cleaning company, you might say, you know what, I want to upload what's the proper way to disinfect a countertop or a granite countertop. You can do that. And you upload that into a story. And the beautiful thing is, anybody know what the beautiful thing is? Because it's beautiful. You can share a preview.
Oh.
You can share a preview of your IGTV to your feed. It only will show a minute, but then people click on it to keep watching. Great way to see if it's engaging your audience. Any other tips? What do you say? Tools that we're on? Tools?
Yeah, so like the Instagram like features that you
Okay, features. What other features?
I was gonna add a little bit more to the stories.
Okay.
I think the stories are it's like such a valuable feature that a lot of people don't take advantage of as much as they should. Uh, a couple of things that I wanted to explain, like why it's a good um, idea to take advantage is it's engaging with your audience. Another way to find out if they don't like what you're posting is doing polls. I know we have talked about this before, but I just can't stress enough how easy it is to actually have them engage with you and get to know more about them and then what they like and what they don't like. Actually, fun fact, we came up with the name Business Now through a poll. It was the name that a lot of people liked the most. So that tells you a lot about them, what they like, what type of because if it's like more of a professional name, they're probably in this group. If it's more of a fire something, I don't know. It's more of that group, so like it helps you kind of get an idea of who they are, what they like. And it also, I think the stories is another way to just give them a little bit of behind the scenes and show your brand, so like there's a lot of behind the scenes things that you could do that could be eye catching. So like right now, when we're doing a live, for example, it's so easy for one of us to reach, just snap a video or a photo of us just behind our computer doing a live, and then people could be like wondering, okay, what are they doing? And then they could actually end up joining the live. So there's like so many ways that you could kind of just go around it and then get people to engage with you through a story. Yeah, I just wanted to add a couple things.
And the beautiful thing with stories is you can also, and this would go with anything that you're posting on Instagram, is make sure that you use the hashtags, okay, in your stories, because the hashtags can be, let's say, social media. When you're on social media, people are able to search for a specific subject using hashtags. It's not just Instagram. It's also LinkedIn. It's also Facebook. It's on Twitter. I believe it kind of started with Twitter, but now Instagram, if I do a search for, let's just say, hashtag Naperville, I will bring up the most popular posts and accounts related to Naperville. So within your feed and within your stories, make sure that you can either hashtag a location, you can hashtag a subject. For example, I keep wanting to use cleaning company, hashtag cleaning company, because people that might be looking for that, your story might actually pop up. Also, do location tagging. If you want to reach people in a specific location, location Naperville, location Chicago metropolitan area, location Chicago. There's a very good chance that if you pop up in the main feed for those areas, now you've just given your business a lot of visibility. Music, what you can upload music, you can do GIFs, GIF, okay? So much that you can add to your story to get engagement.
Mm-hmm. What do you guys think about the feed? Like, what's a good perk. What's a perk for having a nice like about the feed?
Great question.
I really think is if you get a really good thing going, it's so easy for people to recognize your brand. So if you go on their feed and then you get out of it and you start browsing other things and then you see something that interests you and you actually recognize the color or something that the font, like, okay, this is the brand that posted this, and then they start making connections and they actually start going back to the the website and all. So I really think having a nice feed is a plus. And
Is key.
Instagram allows you to do that. Like there's so many ways that you could go about it. You could be so creative with creating your feed and things that you could put on your feed. It's like the video. So like if you're if you're unsure of what to do for your feed, you could try so many different types of videos like documentaries, tutorials, anything like that along those lines. So it kind of Instagram's really good with kind of just trying things out and see what works out the best.
Right. Right. Yeah, and I think correct me if I'm wrong, Freeman and Brenda, there are actually a lot of websites out there that can help you design your feed or give you feed ideas. So there's a lot of different designs that you can have where you might have specific types of photos on the borders and something else going down the middle, or maybe you might have quotes going down the middle of your feed and something else on the side. And I believe that when you have something that's consistency, it really speaks more about your brand and their attention to detail. So are there any questions of anybody watching right now? We see we have 6 viewers on. Whoever gave us a thumbs up, thank you very much. Almost feel like every time we get a thumbs up, I should show our introduction. I'm so proud of that introduction. Hey, looks like we have Madeline that joined us. Okay, so Madeline is part of the B2M2 team. We were just, Madeline, talking about the feed, the Instagram stories, some different tools that you can use, consistency in your brand, the design, and now we're reaching out to see if there are any questions about, getting started with Instagram to grow your business visibility. Do we have any questions? Okay, you know what? Well, then I will just bring up an answer. How many times, Frank, should I post on Instagram a day? Funny you ask. I have an answer for that. Okay, so actually, you should post probably 2 to 3 times a day on Instagram. And when you think about any social media platform, you have to realize that people are in different time zones and people are on different schedules. So while you might feel like, oh, let me post at 11 o'clock, for somebody else that's following you, that actually might be 9 a.m. if they're on the West Coast. Okay. So you need to think about that. Also, another great time to post are usually the hours around lunchtime when they're getting off from work or when they're getting up early in the morning. And a little tip that I learned, little tip, is to post on off hours, or I would say off minutes. So don't post right at 8 a.m. Do it at 8:03, 8:07, 8:13, 7:57 a.m. Off times like that, because everybody likes to post at the top of the hour, 15 after, 30 after, 45 after, you know. So try to post at those off time. Hey, we got a question. We have a question from Entrepreneur. I don't have an account. Where should I get started? Okay, here you go. You get started at Instagram.com. Just type that into Google, and there's a little button that says create an account.
Yeah.
Hey, Gloria, how are you? Oh, we have Michelle Martin, Lisa Richardson. All right, look at this. Got a full house. So, go ahead.
Just to add a little bit of where should you get started, Gloria? Yeah. Decide whether you want to make it a personal account and like use your personal account to kind of to market your business, or decide whether you want it to set up as a business account. So you're given those two options. So you have to decide between the business and the personal, and kind of depending on yourself and your business, decide which one's going to be the best fit.
Very good point. And one addition to what Brenda said is business accounts will give you more functionality. So they will attach to your Facebook. You'll get a lot more analytics, okay, with a business account. And Instagram also allows you to do something that's called a creator account as well. So you can have a creator or business account. They're virtually pretty much the same. So I have a business account for V2M2. I have a business account for my personal account, but it's just me. But I use it for business. Then I have a creator account that I use for my gaming. So I'd have an Instagram gaming feed as well. So great point. Thanks a lot, Brenda, for bringing that up.
No problem. Looks like Prunell has a question. How do you compare IG platform how do you compare the IG platform to other social media platforms? What are the pros and cons?
Okay, I mean, somebody want me to answer that?
I can start.
Okay, go ahead.
So I'll explain Instagram and kind of the pros and cons to that. So Instagram is a lot more picture and video focused. It's a lot more visuals. And then kind of it's visuals that come first, and then afterwards is a lot of your comments, your direct messages, your text conversation that kind of comes afterwards. So it's sort of like billboard advertising in a way. It's just that big visual that gets your attention, and then there's sort of like an afterthought or a conversation that follows up with that. Probably the pros to it a lot is you get to see a lot of expertise and skill in just how well people can make a picture. There are a lot of really good photographers on Instagram. There are a lot of good like video artists, celebrities, people who know a lot of the technical side because they're so used to being around that sort of cameras, around that sort of publicity. So they know how to frame each post. They know how to create some sort of way to build attraction and attention. And that easily cycles in and segues into conversations that come afterwards in your comment section or direct messaging, sort of like a follow-up. So it's great for just getting attention and getting a conversation started. Some of the cons would be is obviously since every post is picture related, you got to find a way to make yours stand out, or you got to find a way to make yours be the one that's the center of attention. That usually involves, like Frank and Brenda have said, hashtags, locations, other accounts if you're collaborating. Just any way to sort of help increase your odds and increase your visibility as opposed to maybe another account that's going to walk through the door. You know, you search up food blogging accounts and there's so many of them. There are always, a couple of heavyweights that have been in Instagram for at least a year. They've accumulated thousands of followings. And then there's one that's like a week old and it barely has 4 or 5 posts. So you got to find a way to make yours stand out better. And you've got to at least have that awareness to your competition and to who's around you.
Well, man, that was a great answer. And I think the only thing I would add to that amazing answer, Freeman, is each platform really has its own purpose. It really does. You're not going to do the same thing on Instagram that you do on LinkedIn, or maybe even on Twitter or Facebook. If you were not here in the beginning, we were talking about using Instagram to showcase your culture, to give a behind the scenes look at your business, okay, to connect with the community, and really give people a more personal insight into you as an individual. So that's where I think Instagram can. And besides, Instagram is just huge in daily users every day. So that would be a huge pro for Instagram.
Another addition to that, we talked about the culture, especially if you have a restaurant and you have this certain aesthetic that you want to showcase to your customers that are finding you on these social media platforms. Instagram is a really great way to do that with showcasing your theme and really just putting a great presentation on Instagram, how you would present to your customer in the store as well.
Thank you. Thank you. So, ask us anything about Instagram, because I know it's something that a lot of, we always hear about Facebook, and of course, Facebook owns Instagram, but I feel as if a lot of businesses are very uncomfortable with Instagram, and you might think that you need something that is visual to be on Instagram. I need a product. I need something that I'm selling to be on Instagram, or I need to be a fitness guru or something like that. If you are a B2B business, you can still use Instagram. It doesn't mean that you might have a service that you're selling, but again, remember, people are buying you, not necessarily your service, because there are a lot of people out there that are really bad at what they do, but people, buy their services because of who they are. So you have to think about that when you're thinking about Instagram. We are largely a B2B company, V2M2 Group. We sell our services to other businesses. So how do we do that? We showcase our personality. For example, you're seeing it right here. This is one reason we are doing this, because we just love to give back and share our knowledge for free. You don't see that too often. So that says a little bit about us as an agency. Well, you can do the same thing on Instagram. Showcase your personality. Let people let down that guard. And would everybody kind of agree with me that you don't always have to be perfect when you're on Instagram? Yeah. Just watch our latest bloopers on our channel.
I always say progress, not perfection, and that works for all of social media, but especially Instagram, because even when you first start out with your account, you don't have a theme, there isn't a pattern to your posts, and especially right when you get to that first, I'm really big with web design, so I think of like above the fold as far as your Instagram page goes. So even just those first few posts, how great they look, it's progress. And if you're frustrated, just keep working at it and you'll get there as well.
Ooh, you're a confident one. Listen to her. I'm really good at web design. Just put it out there.
Pay attention to the details. Perfection's in the details, not the big thing.
All right. How many people out there do not have an Instagram or are just really curious, what do I need to do with it? How am I going to use this to grow my business? I know somebody out there watching. So do you have 1,000 followers or 2,000 or 3,000? If not, maybe you should ask away, because we are here for you. Okay, so I'll wait until a question comes up. I will say that putting yourself out there on Instagram can be a little daunting at times. It can be a little scary at times. But would we all, okay, how many people that are live streaming right now have their phones? Okay, so 75% of us have our phones right here, right? So I'm on a live call, and if I just open up my phone, I decide, take my little selfie. All right, guess what? You can use that for Instagram. I might snap a picture of our group doing this live stream. Guess what? I can use that for Instagram. So as long as you have your phone, there's always an opportunity to showcase your lifestyle, or showcase if you're working hard, if you're sitting behind a computer on a bunch of Zoom calls, you know what? Set up your camera to take a photo of you working, and you put out there, diligently at work, working to make people's lives better. Okay, teamwork makes the dream work. Things like that. That's what you can do with Instagram. There's always an opportunity. All right, so we have Lisette. I need more followers. just want to use another platform to market? Okay, Gloria, I think, is that Gloria asked it? Because I had like 5 names under Gloria. So we'll answer Lisette's question first. I need more followers. Okay, first thing, get organic followers. Organic. There's a lot of tools out there. There's some that'll help you get organic followers, okay? And they're totally legitimate. However, growing your Instagram is going to take time if you want quality. Remember, you want quality, not quantity. So it's going to take time. It's going to take a lot of trial and error to put the right type of content. Thank you. It's going to take a lot of experimentation and finding the right type of content that your audience is going to have an affinity for or gel with or be attracted to, okay, to use a bunch of synonyms. So it's going to take time, but it's fun to experiment, right? I mean, if you don't like it, guess what? Delete the photos in your feed and try something else.
Yeah. I just want to add a little bit to what you said, Lisette, that you need more followers. Growing your followers is important, but then I think at the end of the day, it's more of, if you're trying to do business, it's more of closing a sale than just adding more followers. It is important, but then you also don't want to have too many followers that 75% of those followers are not willing to work with you. They're just following you. So, I think it's important to stress about your followers, but not as much, so I just wanted to disclaim that a little bit.
Great question. In some ways, you could also get more followers, or like what we covered earlier, your hashtags, locations, okay? And most importantly, I really think you need to reach out and send direct messages to people. And don't always be asking for a sale. It could be something as simple as, how's your day going? And then leave it at that. Because now you'll start to establish, those relationships. I've met a lot of people virtually on Instagram that I've never met in person. And it almost we feel like, wow, we kind of know each other. At least what's presented, but still, there's that conversation going. When they think of the type of service that you provide, guess what? They might actually think about you and not somebody else. Great. So do we have any other questions? So he says, I don't know what to ask. So Gloria, is there anything, if that is Gloria, is there anything that we have not answered or you're kind of curious about or uncomfortable about with Instagram? How is this going to turn into business for me? How often do I need to do it? Anybody else in the V2M2 team have any input to help the newbies out? They're just getting started on Instagram.
Don't be afraid of Instagram. I was terrified of Instagram, and I was really intimidated by the quality of pages that people were putting out, and I was very nervous for myself, and what if this doesn't work, or what if I don't gain a following? And it's just progress, not perfection. I've said it before, I'll keep saying it. And don't be afraid to put the work in, and it takes time.
Very good. And you know what? I'm going to do this. Oh, we have new comments. I'm going to do this because we love to give back. So I'm typing in the comment. There's something called Preview app. Has a great blog that can help you with design and help you with types of content, give you inspiration. My team refers to it a lot, and there you go. Take a look at it. I'm sure you'll like their blog, and they will just give you a lot of tips. But however, Gloria had a great question. Can you schedule your posts? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can schedule it using something called Facebook Creator. So Facebook Creator is free. It allows you to upload content and to schedule it to IGTV as well as your feed. Anybody want to answer? Well, let me finish with Gloria because Maddie has a great question. But I would say one of the key things to understand about Instagram is to understand your analytics. So it's okay to post, but you need to understand the analytics to understand what is actually working. And you get your analytics by clicking on the three little lines in the upper right-hand corner of your Instagram app. And understanding that is a whole nother story. You might have to cover that in another session. Do you need to post at the same time every day? Go ahead, Brenda.
No, do not post at the same time every day. Um, you know, as a starter, you would probably need to experiment a little bit and figure out what times are the best for your content, your business. Um, what times and days are the best times to post. Usually they're not the same. They're not going to be Mondays at 8, Tuesdays at 8, Wednesdays at 8. No, they're most likely they're going to be different times a day, and it could be, it all comes down to when do you want to post to. If you want to post every day, which is recommended for you to post every day, then you would, depending on the day, the time would change. And if you want to post 3 times a week, I'm sorry, those times are also going to be determined on those 3 times a day, 3 days a week. So no, I would say don't post at the same time every day.
Great question. Yeah.
Awesome.
And you will learn the right time to post because of your analytics. Instagram
Mhm.
analytics will tell you which days are getting the most views and what time of day you're getting the most views. So, as I mentioned before, it's those three little dots in the upper right-hand corner. I really feel a lot of people do not even pay attention to their analytics to figure out when is the best time or the best frequency to post. Okay. Any other questions? Really happy to see everybody on here. We have Lisette, we have Ajo, we have Angela, we have Gloria, we have Maddie, we have Pranav. Any other questions? Oh, we have Michelle Martin, Lisa Richardson. Whoa, this is great. Thank you so much for jumping on. Really appreciate it. Any other questions we can answer about Instagram? I know my wife was really nervous about Instagram. I remember one day walking to a networking event and I pulled out my phone and I just started talking. Hey, this is Frank. Get ready to go to so-and-so networking event. I'm here with my beautiful wife, blah, 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 blah. I said, why don't you try it? And she did. Now she's a natural. So, it took some getting used to. But after a while, you realize, people want to see the real you. They don't really care. I mean, people mess up all the time. And what's funny is this young lady posted on Instagram. She's a very popular influencer, and I'm gonna get to your question, Gloria. She posted before pictures and after pictures, and she really blew up because people were saying, "Wait a minute, so that's what you really look like before you post on Instagram?" And she's like, "Yeah, most of it's fake." And she became more popular for being herself than for posting the perfect made up pictures as an influencer. So if that says anything, that says a lot. People are tired of seeing someone that is fake on Instagram. They want to see the real you. I mean, look, I didn't even shave this thing. No, I didn't even put any Grecian formula in here. It's still gray, but I don't care. That's me. Look at, what are you making that face for, Freeman? I saw that. Okay. Should you have separate accounts, business versus personal, and should they be connected? I say yes. I have a personal and a business. Anybody else have an opinion on that?
I'd say yes, have them separate so that you can have different content on each one showcasing you, one showcasing your business. And I'll just tack on, should they be connected? Yes, because you are an extension of your business and people really like to see that.
Awesome answer. Awesome.
Yeah.
You are awesome, Madeline. Can you share your business account on your personal account? Yes.
Okay.
Just today, I shared that we were going to be doing this live to my personal account. So I shared it to my story on my personal account. And you can share things from your business account, even to specific people. Okay? So yes, you can share things to your personal account. So I'm trying to understand your Instagram lingo. So I got on my account and looked for the 3 dots. Actually, I think there are 3 bars, right?
Yeah, it's
Not
on
related to
your
drinking.
page. When you go to your page, like there should be, as soon as you open it on all the way on the right hand side, there will be your picture, and then it's the 3 bars right at the top. If my visuals are wrong, I apologize.
There you go. Matter of fact, I'm trying to pull up my Instagram right now, and hopefully you'll be able to see it. All right. 3 dots, three bars. Where is it? Right there?
Yeah.
There you go. 3 bars. Okay. You click on that. Well, I'm not too good at doing things backwards. But that's where you go. And you can see you get all of your analytics and everything like that. Okay, a little difficult. It led me to the person account who posted confused. Okay,
Was
so I
that the
think there's
3 dots or
probably,
the 3 bars?
yeah, sometimes you might accidentally touch another space on there and it'll take you to the wrong place. What if you have more than one business? How do you connect them? Should they all have separate accounts? I think so. And I don't believe you can connect all of your different Instagram accounts. It gets really murky if you start to have more than, several businesses on there, because now you're really getting into a content management issue where I really think it's going to be hard to promote content for 3 different channels or 4, however many you have, but they should be separate accounts. As Freeman mentioned, it's all about the content, the type of content that you're putting on there. Great questions. Thank you very much, Gloria. Maddie said, how do you connect them? Yeah, you really cannot connect your more than one business account. You can share content from each one, but you're not really able to connect them. Example, I do have a gaming account, and I game by myself. I game with my kids, and I'm trying to use that account to teach youngsters about teamwork, communication, not bullying on with video games, things like that. The only way that they're connected is I do mention, hey, I'm CEO at V2M2 Group. So if I do mention that, someone can click on that and boom, be taken over to my business Instagram profile, if that makes any sense. That's how I kind of cross promote.
Right.
Great questions.
Just adding a little bit more, it's really good to just have separate accounts and then just connect them, because it's a great way for the customers or clients or whoever's looking at your personal brand to fall in love with who you are, and then because they know and like love who you are, your personality and everything, they'll love your brand. So it's using your personal branding on your account to connect with your own business account.
Great advice. Great advice. Thank you. You're awesome too. You're awesome too, Freeman. Okay. Any other questions? This has been really good. We're always set for 30 minutes and we end up going over all the time. We might have to change the time on this to just 1 hour. Any other questions? We'd be more than happy. Thank you, everybody, for. Oh, Lisette asked, what makes posts stand out the most? What are a few ideas?
Personality.
Yup, personality. Freeman, you've done some work and you've actually posted things that had to do with the community, right? How did that do?
Those did really well. I mean, it's just one thing that should stay the same across like your business, your personal accounts, and any sort of other feed you have is just your identity and your personality. You know, what makes you unique, because that's what draws other people in. That's what brings us all together, is what makes us different, but what also makes us similar and the same. A lot of posts that involve reaching out to the community and connecting, those are all built entirely on, I'm a unique person, so is this person. We're bringing all of our differences and similarities together, and we're all just built around a united cause. Such as a recent example I had was a client who was doing a huge Naperville photographers event, just kind of bring out like any skill level, any sort of person to come together and just show off their talents and ideas. That's part of that community. It's regardless of your skill level or your identity, you're still a part of the team and you're still able to contribute in some way.
Great advice. Thanks. Thank you. You got this. So you are saying create a personal account and then create the business account from that as an extension of you. So yeah, you can convert a personal account into a business account, or you can have a personal account and a business account. Okay. My V2M2 is our business account. It started off as a personal account. Then when you go into the settings, it says convert to a business account. I would say convert everything into a business account. It's just a matter of semantics, to be honest with you. Then you can have, like, for me, it's the next FDR. That's my personal account, even though according to Instagram, it's called a business account, just so I can get more analytics. However, the V2M2 group is our business account, and that's only for business related things. Does that make sense? Create the business account from that as an extension of you. I believe that Brenda said it very well. She said, you know, people are going to do business with you, with your company, because of what you portray on as a person on your personal account. Is it possible to have both combined? Yes, it is. You can be very personal on your business account, especially if you're a solopreneur. So if you're a solopreneur, you're promoting your business, but you're also showing your personality. There's a lot of like fitness people on there and a bunch of others that is their business account, but people get to see them personally. Great question. Thank you, Gloria. Yeah, some great questions, Gloria. Wow. You're keeping us on our toes. There's Madeline again.
I don't know what's
Make a
going
grand
on.
entrance.
I'm sorry, everybody. Don't know what's going on. Every computer in my house runs just fine except mine. Got to work
That's
with what
great.
you got, though.
Hers is on dial-up. She's got it plugged into the phone line.
I don't know.
She's still using AOL.
It's not that bad.
All right. Look, hey, we want to be very sensitive for everybody's time. We really enjoy doing this. If there's any last questions, please feel free to ask them right now. If you do need any more information or would like to reach out to us, this is our information right there. Feel free to check out our website, everything that we do as an agency. Very good. I like that. We should look at each other like the
Feel like
Brady
a
Bunch, too.
YouTuber.
There's our information. And we would like to mention, if you happen to be in the Naperville area, this is being sponsored by Sweetwater's Coffee and Tea, Naperville. Sweetwater's Central Park Place Cafe. I believe the owner was on here with us. So we want to thank you very much. And one thing we're passionate about is also giving people recognition and helping businesses out. So we're mentioning him. Make sure that you check out their website, download the app. So they have an app. It's called Neon Sign app. It is right in the Play Store and in Google Play. There you go, Neon Sign app. Opt into any communications from them, and you might just qualify for a little special. But you have to have the app to get that special. Any closing remarks, last questions?
I think we covered it.
All right. Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. I am Frank. You are Freeman.
Madeline.
And
Brenda.
Brenda. Awesome, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. And we are going to leave you with our outro. Everyone take care. Follow us, and hopefully we'll see you next week. Invite people. Lots of people. Take care. Bye-bye.